Hey, it's Samantha from MyEcon. Tonight's video will be on Shift from Their Pocket to Yours, Part 2. Excuse me if I lose my voice. The first video I did was me explaining how you should have your W-4s pulled yearly or anytime that you have a change in life. So this one is going to be me going through your W-4 step by step. A lot of people fill them out incorrectly and they lose money. So today I will be going through Jane Doe's W-4. The purpose of W-4: complete Form W-4 so that your employer can withhold the correct federal income tax from your pay. Consider completing a new Form W-4 each year and when your personal or financial situation changes. The W-4 has changed since last year. It's now 4 pages versus the 2. So down here in the bottom of this first page is your name, social security number, and all of that. We're going to come back to that because we're going to have to come back after we filled out the other page and put the number of allowances in here in box 7. So number 1, Jane is a single mother. No, she's not a mother. She's a single working woman. So in number 1, A, we enter 1 for herself. Number 2, enter 1 if you will file as married, filing jointly. She's not married. And we'll put a 0. No. C, enter 1 if you will file as head of household. Now we're going to go back up because there are some criterias for filing as head of household. So she has to make sure that she's eligible for it. So it says generally you can claim head of household filing status on your tax return only if you're unmarried and pay more than 50% of the cost of keeping up a home for yourself and a qualifying individual. See Publication 501 for more information about filing status. Jane is single, no children, so she cannot claim head of household. So a 0 will be going there. D, enter 1 if you're single or married filing separately and have only one job. Now that's Jane. Or you're married filing jointly, have only one job and your spouse doesn't work, or your wages from a second job or your spouse's wages, or the total of both are $1,500 or less. So a 1 will go here. E, child tax credit. See Publication 972 for child credit for more information. This isn't Jane, but if she did have children, she would go in here. But since she doesn't, we're going to put a 0. Next one, credit for other dependents. If your total income will be less than $69,801, by the way, Jane makes $50,000 a year, and you enter 1 for each eligible dependent. If your total income will be from $69,801 to $175,550, so on and so forth. But let me go back up and see what they say about credit for other dependents. And like I said, Jane lives by herself, so this wouldn't apply to her. Credit for other dependents. When you file your tax return, you might be eligible to claim a credit for each of your dependents that don't qualify for the child tax credit, such as any dependent children, age 17 and older. To learn more about this credit, see Publication 505 to reduce the tax withheld from your pay by taking this credit into account. Follow the instructions on the line F on the worksheet, and so on. Like I said, this is not Jane. So that would be a 0 in the F. Other credits. If you have other credits, see worksheet 1 through 6 of Publication 505 and enter the amount from that worksheet here. Let me go back up and see what they're saying. Other credits. You might be able to reduce the tax withheld from your paycheck if you expect to claim other tax credits such as the Earned Income Tax Credit and tax credits for education and child care expenses. If you do so, your paycheck will be larger, but the amount of any refund that you receive when you file your tax return will be smaller. Seems like what we're trying to do though. Follow the instructions for worksheet 1 through 6 and publication 505 if you want to reduce your withholdings to take these credits into account. So if this were applied to you, you would go and check out the worksheet and publication 505 and work through that before, and then come back and fill out G. But that doesn't apply to Jane, so we're going to put a 0 here. H, add lines A through G and enter the total here. So we have a total of 2. If we go back up to the top, from A to G, we have 2. So we'll put the 2 here. For accuracy, complete all worksheets that apply. If you plan to itemize or claim adjustments to income and want to reduce your withholding, or if you have a large amount of non-wage income and want to increase your withholding, see the deductions, adjustments, and additional income worksheet below. If you have more than one job at a time or are married filing jointly, and you and your spouse both work, and the combined earnings from all jobs exceed $52,000, $24,000 if married filing jointly. See the two earners multiple jobs worksheet on page 4 to avoid having too little tax withheld. If neither of the above situation applies, stop here and enter the number from line H on line 5 of Form W4 above. So now we're going to go back. This doesn't apply to Jane, so we're going to go back to the beginning, the first page, and take that 2 after she filled out her name and social security number, total number of allowances you're claiming from the applicable worksheet on the following pages was 2. Additional amount, if any, you want withheld? No. I claim exemption from withholding for 2018, and I certify that I meet both of the following conditions for exemption. No, it's not doing that. If you meet both conditions, right, exempt here. And then below here will be for the employer to fill out. This is my video on filling out your W-4s, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment box, and whatever I don't know, I will get the answer for you. So let's put some more money back in your pocket so that we can